says, I understand you're the adventurers who've answered the call that I've set out. I'd like to thank you for all showing up.
Thank you.
Before we begin, I just need to get a little bit more information about yourselves. So I'd like you to each just introduce yourselves and tell me what qualifications you have for participating on this potentially dangerous adventure. So you're all sort of lined up. We'll go in the row of the avatars at the bottom. So starting with Lyral, going to Adri, to Torok, and so on. You can each you can give your character name, a couple things about your character class, what makes you tough and worthy and competent of taking on adventure, and maybe mention a thing or two that the other adventurers would have noticed about yourself while sitting in the waiting room of Blackstaff Tower. So we'll start with Lyral. While we're doing this, if you could mention also your character level, I will, as we're going through, I'll be calculating APL. So just make sure you mention that as well so I can determine how many monsters I need to beat you up. Okay, so we'll get started with Lyral. Lyral, tell us about yourself.
So if you look at Lyral, Lyral's a level 1 fighter. A half orc. I think if you look at her, I guess the first people might notice or take note of is she doesn't present as like kind of like the typical half orc. I mean, she's physically like, pretty buff and tough and whatnot, but she's also dressed very kind of like she's dressed more like a courtier than like a half orc or than like a warrior kind of thing. She is a cartographer for hire, I guess. She sails around Faerun looking for knowledge mainly, experiences, not so much like adventure, but she's been around a few places, so seen a few things. The notice came in, and it seems like something that would be
nice.
Fun. That's why she's here.
Excellent. Vajra nods approvingly and looks next to Adri.
So I'm kind of new to D&D, so I didn't really make a super elaborate backstory or anything like that. But so my character is a wood elf. I believe she's level 2. She participated in the Thaian Peacekeeper quest.
Okay.
What kind of things did you want to know about the characters?
What makes Adri a good person to take on this adventure? How can you prove that Adri is not going to get killed?
I guess she's quick-witted. Well, she's a ranger, so she'll typically shoot from far away. I guess she's long-ranged.
Okay, that'll do. Vajra nods her head. She seems to be taking down some notes, writing along on some parchment as each of you are telling telling the story about yourselves. Next up, we have Torok.
Well, the first thing you'll notice other than the 7-foot Goliath in the room, is the giant honking sword on his back. Torok is a level 2 paladin. He simply goes where evil needs to be dealt with.
Okay.
And if there's a good barrel of ale nearby.
A Goliath will certainly be a formidable ally for the rest of the group. That's likely for sure.
So
I
hide
would
on
like
him.
to keep the idea that he does lay on hands once and then tosses the person to the back line. It's like, you live, get back there.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, we have Tarok. Next is Domika.
So Domika is a level 3 human cleric. Something of note is that you'll see that she has really white hair, which really contrasts her youthful appearance. She typically has a very stern expression on her face, making her seem older than she really is. And I guess in regards to the question, she'll point out that her faith in Kelemvor is the reason why she travels these lands and will be her guiding light, and which is also how she'll survive.
Sorry, it was my introductions was coming up. I'm
encounters.
like, fuck, I didn't think about it.
Okay,
It's
and
Smyrna.
Domika is level 3.
Yes.
Grave Cleric?
Yes.
Sorry?
Grave Cleric?
Yes.
All right, Joe's here. Where the fuck is Joe?
And Damika was a human, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, next up
So
is
Waylon is a fighter barbarian, level 2. You'll notice that he has 2 warhammers that he likes to use. He left his days of the gladiator glory to become an adventurer and see how he can make himself famous on that avenue. So he just travels looking for adventure so that he can swing his warhammers. He will be a dual wielder with the fighting style and the feat.
okay.
Bringing up the rear is Dalio. Dalio is an Ozimar. He looks very human for the most part. His eyes are a bit of a golden honey yellow color. So that's probably the first thing you pick up on, that he's not a human. He looks like his portrait. He's kind of your classic looking fellow for the most part. He does have basically like a trench coat type over a set of chainmail. He does have a shield on his back and kind of a curved longsword. He also has a pair of shackles that he doesn't try to hide from you. They're on his wrists. As you spend any amount of time with him, you'd notice he is pretty quiet, but seemingly, experienced warrior. And he's kind of got a long story that you guys probably wouldn't hear in like a waiting room. But he is a fairly brutal fighter. The shackles seem to come to life when he has choices to make. I guess if you spend any amount of time with him, he caused a great deal of pain, and this is sort of his second chance. So he has been given a second chance at life, and is in the midst of trying to make good choices. Right now, he's not particularly fond of his position, but he is there, and so he's having to make choices day by day. And he is a level 4 paladin sorcerer.
Excellent. Okay, we have one last person joining us. So Joseph, whenever you're ready, if you could, we're just doing character introductions right now. If you could quickly tell us about your character, then we can get you in on the game. I am just giving you a character sheet now. You can update. You can worry about your. You can fix everything after we do the introductions. You'll have time while we're going through this to get yourself set up. So, Joseph, if you quickly tell us about your character, what makes your character a competent adventurer?
Hot.
Sure. Sorry, it's just 7 a.m. over here for me, so I'm gonna have to wake up and sleep. So I'm still waking up. That's why I'm a little bit late. The
Who's your character? What's his name?
my name is character is Bloodborne. He is. I forgot what he actually. I'm trying to log in right now to D&D, so I'm not really sure what I just made him a couple rooms ago. But anyways, he's Bloodborne. You'll notice about him that he is he's a little bit of a tall guy. He's about 5'5". He's a rogue. Thank you. He is a little bit of a strong guy. There's nothing really special about him that it just every single time you just look at him, he'll just smile at you and be very charismatic. And also, he tends to always be looking for his he tends to think that he's really smart, but in reality, he's actually pretty stupid. And his level is level 3.
Got it. Very well. Okay. Now I must warn you that the adventure that I've called everyone on is rather dangerous. It involves the use of some magic, which I'll explain shortly. But your immediate task, or the task I'd like you to take on, Vajra says, is to investigate the nature of this magical item that has come into my possession. Vajra beckons you forward, and from a chest that's positioned to the side of the room, she goes over to it and opens it up and pulls out this kind of crimson colored cloak. She picks it up, kind of stretches it out and fans it out. It looks like it's a cloak that's meant for like a medium-sized humanoid or so. Like most cloaks, it's sort of big enough and bulky enough to be thrown over top of armor. She comes over to her desk and kind of lays it out. Doesn't seem like there's anything particularly interesting about it, but Vajra Safar tells you that the remnants of there's some interesting remnants of belonging to the weave of magic that I'd require a little bit more information on. She kind of pushes the cloak towards you and says, something about this cloak defies its appearance. It's fallen into my possession, and I have reason to believe that this cloak is quite old. Its appearance seems to deceive its true nature. And the task I have for you today is to investigate further and to find out specifically what it is about this cloak that gives it this interesting, unique sort of characteristic about it regarding the weave of magic. So, what your adventure entails will be to be teleported into into a memory sort of a historical memory that will take you back into the early days of the city of Waterdeep. Once you arrive, the teleportation that I will put you through will guide you to learn more about the magic of this cloak. We will be performing a ritual together, and the 7 of you will be teleported back into a memory. And from there, I'll ask you to follow along with whatever direction that this ritual takes you in. You'll be teleported back, and with whatever happens, I can't say exactly what will happen, but with whatever happens, go with it, follow it, and eventually it will lead you to some further information about the magic that is imbued in this cloak. The place you'll be going is just a projection of history. It exists as a memory that I have stored here in within some of the material components of this ritual. Once you go back, you'll be taken back into this memory, but do know that while this while this memory is not true reality, any danger or any harm that befalls you will affect your character. Your bodies will remain here in a stasis, but any harm or damage that befalls you will affect your true corporal form. So,
Die in the dream, you die in real life.
yes. You don't have to be worried about your actions affecting the course of history, but yes, if you die in the dream, you will die in real life. So, I will, so whenever we're ready, we'll begin. The adventure shouldn't take a long time. You should be able to complete it within the course of a day. So I would advise that you don't take longer than than this. I would avoid trying to rest or sleep while you're in this projection. This might cause some unexpected disruptions within the scope of the ritual that is cast. So try to do your best to stay on track, and after you have found the source of after you found the source of whatever is causing this cloak to have this particular imprint on it, you can return. You can return and activate teleport yourselves out of the ritual, and you will return here. She hands you over a small little sack of powder and she says to you, when you're done, sprinkle this over yourselves, and you will return to the present day. Do any of you have any questions?
Out of
So
curiosity,
does she give us each a bit of powder, or does she give one person the pouch of powder?
One person the pouch of powder. She just kind of puts it on the desk on top of the cloak. She doesn't hand it to anyone in particular, but says this is it, and it's like it seems like it's like a large point purse, and it seems like it's full of like beach sand or something like that.
Okay, then Damika would pick up that pouch.
Same here.
What?
Wait a minute.
Are you contesting it?
Okay, Damika has it. Damika got it first. Okay, anything else? Any other questions?
Just out of curiosity, is this anyone's particular memory? Or is this just like, did you actually, disrupt the weave and pull like a strand of reality into your own little private thing?
This is a particular person's memory.
Okay,
Someone of note.
but we're not limited by what they know.
You're not limited by what they know. Once you appear within the memory, you will have free reign to travel and explore Waterdeep.
Oh, just Waterdeep? I can't go on a trip to Baldur's Gate or something?
You will have unlimited access to the world around you. The memory is only a vehicle to transport you into the time of the person's belonging to the belonging to the memory of the person.
Oh, how long ago was this? How old is this memory?
About 800 years old, I would think, give or
No.
take a few years. You'll be teleported back to the days of Waterdeep's founding.
Since none of us are elves, I don't think you have to worry about running into yourself.
Dalio, look at the cloak. He doesn't really understand much about it, and then he will just say, "We will find this this magic you speak of, and we will be back. Don't worry, we will not die."
I wish you good luck. Okay. If there's no other questions, Vajra will stand up, and she'll guide you over towards a ritual circle that is drawn on the ground. So she'll ask everyone to stand around the ritual circle. As you all take a position within the circle, she has all of you hold hands. She walks over to each of you and anoints you with some oil on your forehead. After everyone has been given their oil, she says a few magic words, and each of you see a flash of light. Your vision is totally blacked out with bright white light, and when it goes away, you find yourself in another office building, similar to, but also very much unlike the previous office building you were in. Unlike the previous one, this one seems to be a large sort of square, rectangular shape. There is sort of towards the back, but kind of in the center of the room, there's another large bureaucratic desk. There's on top of it, there are a bunch of scrolls, parchments, large parchments that seem to have pictures of maps drawn on them. There's a bunch of books on the shelves in this room, and there also is an adornment of several different pieces of equipment that appear to all be magical items. In the center of this room, or behind the desk, is a long-bearded, long-haired, human wizard-looking person. The character wears black robes with some red and blue sort of that can be seen from underneath. And this person is engaged in a conversation with a tall, thin humanoid-looking person with long, dark-colored dreadlocks.
Do either of them have the black staff?
Neither of them have the black staff.
But one is dressed in kind of blackish robes.
Yes.
Do they talk? Do they see us, acknowledge us?
At this point, no. You seem to have just entered this room without having made any sound. The person who stands up behind, in front of the desk, with the dark colored dreadlocks, you can't see his face. He's standing across from the wizard who's seated in a chair. The wizard sort of looks up, and they're just kind of quietly talking to each other. You can't hear yet really what they're talking about.
What are the magic items on the wall?
There is all sorts of things. There's like stabs. There's like things that look like torches. There's things that looks like crystals. There's things. There's an odd sword or two. There's some robes. And then there's to the side. There's an assortment of magic wands and stabs. All of this looks like very wizardy kind of arcane magic items.
Dalio will want to reach out and take one of the swords off the wall, but his shackles will start burning, and he'll put his hand back down.
As you stand there, you see that the wizard seems to have noticed you. He kind of just looks towards the person he's speaking to, and you just very in a very subtle way, you just notice he kind of like turns his head just a little bit, and you can see that his gaze has fallen upon your group.
We're not invisible, right?
No, you're not invisible. All of you are. It's just like real life. Everything seems kind of grayish in color. Like the colors in this memory seem, the visuals in this memory seem like everything's kind of like dull colored. You can still see colors, but it's as though the memory has kind of faded the details of all your environment.
God damn it, Ubisoft.
Dalio will say, do not be afraid. We are not enemies of yours.
After Dalio calls out, there's kind of a stop in the conversation, and the wizard holds up his hand kind of in a gesture, kind of like indicating kind of like in a welcoming way sort of thing. He's kind of holding his hand out, pointing in the group's direction, as if he's kind of like showing your group to this person who stands before him. And the wizard says, perhaps these folks can help you with what you're trying to accomplish. And you can see the tall figure with dark dreadlocks. I should give you a photo of this. He turns around and he looks quite intently at you. I'm just gonna get a quick. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can get a quick photo of him because he's cool.
I was just testing out, making sure it worked.
Alrighty.
Ignore the rolls.
What can we help you with, sir?
The wizard calls out. It appears our city is having some difficulties with vampires, and the person who seems to be speaking to the wizard or is here visiting the wizard kind of gives a scowl. He kind of looks up and he seems to be in a bit of a hot-tempered mood.
I would imagine vampires would leave a person in a bit of a hot-tempered mood.
He says yes. The presence of these vampires has become quite a nuisance, and here I'm having a bit of a difficult time convincing our open lord to assist in ridding the city of this nuisance. And from there, the wizard sitting behind the desk kind of gives like a little smirk.
My comrades and I do not fear the undead. We need some assistance as well. Perhaps we can make a bargain.
I speak up and I say, I do. I fear them.
You can hide behind this wood elf.
I fear elves too.
Domika would stare at the wizard a little warily now, hearing that he has the ability to help, but is not helping, and would present the question, why? Why aren't you helping?
While these matters are of concern to the citizens, unfortunately, at the present time, we don't have the capability in order to track down this nuisance to the city. Some of the townsfolk have grown quite scared, and at the present time, there is a lack of talent who would be competent at driving these things out. And at the present time, I'm all my attention is being placed on the elections that are coming up soon. You see that at the present time, we are currently dividing up this our small little city into the wards, and with this comes the election of the lords of Waterdeep, and unfortunately, this is taking up almost all of my time.
Domika would look at him disapprovingly and scoff under her breath. Politics.
He nods and gives you a sort of understanding look.
Torok will approach, and while we may be able to help with your issue, we are not exactly as well equipped as one would like to be hunting the undead, especially vampires. They're not exactly amicable to mundane weapons.
The tall figure looks at you and says, "Yes, that is the case. I understand I understand the threat and the danger that vampires and their spawn pose to the citizens and pose to anyone who would be willing to seek them out. For this, my task at hand, the one here I'm petitioning Lord Agyran for, is only to investigate here. You see, I have my own forces at my disposal, and I could I have the resources available to at least begin work against them, so that we can eliminate them from the city. What I require more at this time is intelligence, knowledge about where these vampires are residing within the city. Unfortunately, due to the nature of my resources, it is difficult for us to conduct any further investigation. So I'm really looking for a group of adventurers who might be able to investigate further and find out the location of these of where these vampires are hiding, where they keep their nests, their dens specifically. You've been able to track them down into the East Castle Ward, but in terms of which residences they occupy is still uncertain to us. I do have a list of some buildings that require investigation.
Please share them with us. We will investigate.
I don't suppose he would happen to have a scroll of dawn or like a vial of holy waters sitting around someplace.
He does not. He started. He's dressed in noble's clothing. He almost looks like an old timey kind of kind of like an old colonial soldier, kind of like wearing red, a red sort of blazer with the double buttons on each side, running up and down his breast, and he walks forward and kind of moves up towards you, and he pulls out a scroll and kind of unravels it, and you can see it sort of like a rough map that looks like a picture of some streets that run up and down north, south, east, and west. And on it, there's a bunch of circled locations. There's a few of them that have X's running through the circles, and some of the other circles are just left unmarked.
What time of day is it right now?
It appears to be sometime in the daytime. Sometime probably, it's hard for you to tell, between like 9 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It seems like it's brightly lit outside with bright sunlight, but it's hard to, you don't actually see the sun. It's hard to tell the exact time of day based on where you are inside.
I'll ask about the building, the circles with X's through them.
He says, these places have been investigated, and we found no trace. The adventurers who were previously in my employ decided to take off.
Why did it take off?
I don't know. They never came to claim their reward. One of them came around and said and turned in all of their equipment, and said, "We're done with this now," and moved on. I can only assume that they've completed their task and found nothing, but I might require a second investigation into those areas.
You don't propose that they have been turned by the vampire?
If they were turned, why did someone bring their stuff back?
No, Leah forced the past trail.
I guess
something in my gut tells me that they've resigned and are no longer interested in participating in this task before them.
Oh boy. So I guess we should probably start with the circle ones, with the unmarked ones.
Works for me.
Yeah.
So burn all the houses. Got it. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention my guy is an orc and he's really dumb. Sorry.
Only if they're dens of evil.
I would advise against any property damage. I've not received approval for this from the Open Lord. So do your best to keep the peace. Conduct your investigation in private as much as you can, and try to avoid burning down any buildings for fear of invoking the ire of Lord Agyran.
So can we kill vampires?
If it comes to that, of course, certainly. But what I require is knowledge about them, their location, where they hold their nests. I believe it unlikely that your group will be able to handle all of the vampires that are currently plaguing the city.
Who's carrying the? Is anybody carrying the cloak?
I don't think we took it with us.
Okay, and we haven't talked about that really, have we?
No, but the indication is that the dream will guide us along and will lead us to
Oh,
the
okay.
location.
So we don't need to mention it to these folks. Okay.
I guess Domika could have picked up the cloak along with the pouch.
Well, these guys are
Yeah.
just like hiring us, but they're we need something too, so.
If you wanted to take the cloak, you can take the cloak. The cloak is actually a cloak of protection.
Sweet.
So if anyone wants to attune to it, I'll let you do that now. It takes an hour to attune to it, but you can start your day by doing that. And here, I'll give it to you right now.
I will wear it. I will attune to it.
There you go.
Congratulations, you're a vampire.
No.
The flavor of this, while wearing the dark red cape, your skin takes on a deathly pallor. So you kind of you do start to
You're a
look
vampire.
so you have been your body's been decomposing for a little bit.
Interesting.
All right, she goes first.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so you have the cloak. You've attuned to it. It's not clear exactly what the deal is with the cloak, but at this point, you can only trust the word of Vajra Safar. Okay, so being given the map, you can head in the direction of the East Castle Ward and begin your investigation. Unless you have more questions for this for the person who's put you on this task, this vampire hunter, who they seem to be.
Actually, quick question to the party. I mean, if Domika noted how deathly she looked after putting on the cloak, she would ask the party who else wants to take it.
No, you're good.
I'll take it.
Okay, you can have it.
Hello.
Cloak. Attune to it.
Yeah, attune to it.
Attune
That
to
should
it.
bump up your AC.
Oh, wait, what is my AC right?
Daly is already wearing one, so easy.
Okay.
I look so cool with my cloak.
Sweet.
I don't know, man. You look kind of sick.
I blend in with the vampires.
And Domika would say, don't blend too well in.
Back to tomato juice.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second here. I just really want to get you that photo. 1 second.
How was your bagel? Oh. They didn't ask me. I said I wanted a bagel built, and they were like, what bread? I didn't know, man. I didn't even know they had multiple versions of that. They're like, what kind of bagel? I'm like, everything bagel. Give me everything.
I guess to the vampire hunter, Domika would inquire if this ordeal has not been approved, then in exchange, and hinting towards a compensation.
Oh no, here we go.
I think some arrangement can be made. So this is what the vampire hunter looks like, except he's wearing brighter clothing. He's not really dressed in what he's wearing now. He's more dressed like a noble, actually, like a noble of some sort of military accomplishment. He tells you that an arrangement can be made after you've conducted your investigation and can provide some sort of proof as to what you have found and where you found it. I think an award will be a reward for your group would be appropriate.
How tangible would you like this proof to be?
I'll take your word that what you've done is that you won't attempt to deceive me in what you found. I have a strong reason to believe that that the vampires are where I expect them to be. I just need confirmation before I employ my or deploy my troop. But if you can find anything that gives further evidence of the existence of the vampires in the areas that I've asked you to search, then that would be all the better for me.
So I guess we best get underway then.
Okay, so you leave the building and you find that you seem to have been actually in Waterdeep Castle, in the Castle Ward. So the city of Waterdeep, as you when you leave the castle, is very different than the place than the Waterdeep you began that you started your adventure in today. Here, the city appears to be the same architecturally, structurally, what it was before. However, the city is much smaller than it was than the Waterdeep than the Waterdeep of your day. The city, the buildings are very much the same, but there's not so much sprawl that's happened. From the castle ward, you can see kind of the rest of the city, and you're able to tell that it's much smaller in size. The people are the same. They seem to be conducting their business as they go along, doing the usual things. The fashion is a little bit different in terms of what people are wearing. It's a little bit more old-timey, less fanciful, and than what the present-day Waterdeep has. Everyone is kind of dressed a little bit more modestly. There's not as much brightness and color and vibrance. It just kind of gives you the impression of being in kind of like a town, possibly a middle-sized to large town. And most of the economy here depends on building forestry. It kind of hasn't really peaked to its the high standards that present day Waterdeep has. So walking about, you eventually arrive in this East Castle ward. All of the wards, as you're walking along, have these like post signs in and around them. Things like vote for John Smith for Lord of the East Castle Ward. Naming the Castle Ward. Shall we be West Castle Ward, North Castle Ward? And people are just coming up with different names, making propositions for different names for each of the different wards as you move about. So it's near the harvest has come in. It's nearing the end of the summertime. End of summer, beginning of beginning of fall season um, in the calendar, and people seem to be going on their way. People seem to be friendly and happy, and you would not you wouldn't just come to assume that this town has a vampire problem. But as you travel over into the East City, you're taken to another area that seems to be a little bit gloomier and run down. And from here, it's clear to you that you've entered the area that your map shows that your map has shown. So you can begin walking about. There's a few different buildings that are circled on your map. So after you spend some time, you kind of walk around and get to know the area. And from here, you're able to pick out some of the buildings that seem to be circled on your map. As you're walking around, you notice that some of the buildings have like all their windows drawn shut. All of the they don't seem to have like tools or anything kind of lying around. Everything seems to be shut up and closed. And some of these buildings kind of gave you a hint now that you've been tipped off about it that they seem to be a little bit unusual for some reason. So you have a few different buildings you can go investigate. You can tell me which one. There's no clear way of picking this out. Actually, on your on the map, there's some names that are scrawled out next to the circled buildings. So from the names, you find one is marked Helmfast. I can write this down here in the channel. So we have the Helmfast estate. We have Haltmark Manor. We have a Ghost House. And Tesper family. So these appear to be these are the labels of each of these houses or buildings that have been left that have not yet been investigated. So you're.
And are there any of those locations that are close to one another?
They're actually all on the same block. They're all quite close to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, you would guess it would probably only take a few, like maybe 5 minutes at most, to travel from one to the other. They're all very close to each other.
Well, wait. Left to right or right to left, friends?
Left to right seems good.
I go where you go.
All right, Barnable. You go in first.
God, why me?
Wait, I'll go. Tarak will knock on the door.
I sneak.
Which place were you going to first?
I guess let's start at the top with the Helmfast estate.
Okay. All right, you approach the Helmfast estate. You want to knock at the door?
Yes.
Okay. When you go and knock at the door, the building is quiet for some time. But the door is answered by.
As it opens, divine sense.
Okay. The door is opened by a portly female gnome. She kind of opens the door just a little bit. She kind of just like you can kind of just see the side of her as she opens it up and says, "Hello, greetings." And your divine sense does not detect any celestial fiends or undead.
Has this place been desecrated?
Oh. She says, "Can I help you?"
Greetings.
Greetings. I speak to the giant Goliath speaks to the tiny gnome.
She looks up.
Way up. We are investigating incidences of ill tidings in Waterdeep.
Well, what was it you said?
We've heard of disturbances in the area. We're looking to see if you and the family might have heard anything.
Well, I don't think so. I'm the caretaker of this house, but the owners are the owners are away. If that's who you're looking to speak to.
I think you would be fine. How long have you been taking care of this estate?
Some years now. I prepare food for masters. My masters.
I speak up. What kind of food? I like food.
Just the usual thing. Where did you say you were from again?
We're representatives of the city of Waterdeep.
I hope I hope nothing has there's no danger or wrongdoing that's been done. Are you you're not here to search out any criminal activity? Is this what you're here for?
Survey. Do you plan to vote?
At this point, she seems like she seems a little bit intimidated, and she's kind of she's blushing really hard right now. She seems very nervous.
Are you the only one? So you are the only one in the residence at the moment, correct?
No, I'm here. I also tend to Miss Helmfast. She stays here. She lives here with the family, and she's here all the time.
With a I don't know if it's helpful, but I rolled an insight check just to see if she seems like she's searching for words constantly. Does DDAL08 believe what she's saying?
She appears to be telling the truth.
Okay.
Well, she seems to be like a maid or a servant of some kind. And yeah, she seems to be telling the truth. At least, she's saying what she believes is the truth, or she seems to be talking honestly. Whether what she says is the truth or not is another thing, but she seems to be speaking honestly.
If DDAL08 says, Madam, we've been hired by local authorities to keep you safe. Could we have just a few minutes of your time, maybe to just come inside and make sure the home is safe?
Okay, make a persuasion check.
Is she standing in the doorway, or where's she standing?
She's standing in the doorway. The door is just like a little bit open. You can see her full frame, but she's like the door is only open like a foot. It's not like it's totally open. You can't see what's inside.
Is
So
there any windows?
there are windows.
Can I peek in while that's happening?
Yeah, all the curtains are shut. With your persuasion check, she says, I suppose she kind of looks up at each of you and she kind of raises an eyebrow, and you seem like she kind of questions a little bit what you might be saying, but you seem to be honest enough. So she opens the door and says, yes, come in. I hope there's nothing. I hope the Helmfasts aren't in any danger or anything like that. And
No, I'm sure your family is good people. We don't worry about these. They're good people as well. We won't be long in your household.
So the door opens up, and you can see that right in the doorway there is a large set of stairs that rises to the second floor of this building. There is also like sort of like a living room type of thing to your right, and then there's like a hallway that runs to your left that runs kind of like to the back of the building. And she says, certainly, what is it that you'd what is it you're looking for? Maybe I can help you. With whatever it is you're searching.
We are looking for the ones we do not speak of. And I think I sound pretty smart, but I'm pretty sure I don't.
Does the estate have a basement or a larder?
It does.
And you said that there is a member of the Heimfaust family in the house currently.
Yes.
May we speak to her?
She doesn't normally take visitors. And it leads you to this long hallway, and you can tell there's doors on either side. She beckons you to follow. She takes you all the way down the hallway to the door on the left, and she just knocks on the door a couple times, opens it up, and says, Miss Helmfast, we have some visitors. And you hear someone crying out from behind. What? Visitors? What are they visiting for? And then she says that they say they're from the they say that they've come from the town of Waterdeep to investigate some business. And then the person snaps back. You're not supposed to let anyone inside the house. As soon as I tell my niece and nephew about this, they'll be quite upset. And she begins to blush again, and she kind of shrugs. She looks to you and shrugs, and
Daly will say, Miss Helmfast, why are you concerned about visitors? We're trying to keep you safe.
Okay, so you want to like walk up and enter the room?
Yeah.
I'll go in behind him.
I will sneak.
Okay, so you walk in. So you see an elderly woman seated at a rocking chair. There's a big bed in her room. She has some. She's doing some knitting, and the curtains, the blinds to her room are closed. It's very dark in here, except for just a little bit of light that manages to make its way in.
I'm going to use my divine sense, Dalio.
Okay, define sense again. You don't. Yeah, she does. Nothing here detects as being undead, celestial, fiend. The room is not consecrated. It's not desecrated. And she says she looks over to you and says, Are you more of those troublemakers who've been running around the streets?
Why do you sit in the dark, my lady?
And what troublemakers that run the street?
He says that all of the there's been strange people coming to and from the Ghost House, going in and late in the evening. Strange folks dressed in dark clothing, running around. Who knows what they're up to? The parties that they've been having are loud. They going into the late hours of the morning, and strange business, strange folk that have moved to this part of the neighborhood. I can only hope that my niece and nephew are not participating in any of this this awful behavior.
Strange in what way?
And they're just strange folk dressing up with their dark clothing and their pale skin, bringing back bringing to these places all of these bags full of what have you. Who knows what? I've been watching them for days, and they just mischief makers. I can tell by the looks of them.
Maybe that's we should be checking out.
Does Dominica get the impression that she's just talking about the younger generation in a dismissive way, or if she's just a batty old woman that is watching her neighbors?
It's hard to tell. Make an insight check.
What are you doing,
Okay.
Kitty?
Nice.
Could be either. But you get the sense that there actually is something a little bit strange about what she's saying. Like, she does seem to be describing like the young generation and their parties and stuff, but the mention of black clothing and pale skin sounds like it's not your typical frat party.
We'll let Lady Hindpass know that we'll look into the Ghost House, and we'll thank her for her information.
Okay. She just kind of goes off on a limb and starts ranting about the kids these days. And Mumpina, the gnome caretaker, just closes the door behind her and looks up at you with her big eyes and her little specs. And she blushes some more and kind of shrugs.
I'll ask her, how long has her niece and nephew been absent from the manor?
Oh, they come and go every day. They just they like to stick to their work. They're busy, you see. They're a young entrepreneurial couple. But they have been having late nights recently.
Have you seen them go out during the day?
Yes, most of their business is done during the day.
Okay.
What does she know about the Gauss house?
That is a good question.
Not very much. It's none of my business.
Does she not gossip with, I don't know, the other servants in the Gauss house?
No, I'm forbidden to do that.
Forbidden by the old lady upstairs?
Well, it wouldn't make her happy either. But you see, the Helmfasts are possess quite a bit of wealth here in the city, and it's part of my contract to not gossip or make or not speak too much about the Helmfast business. If they caught me, if I were caught speaking to any of the other servants of the noble houses, I would likely be I would likely be in danger of losing my job, and I just I don't want to risk that.
Good old Waterdeep. The nobles at each other's throats.
I turn to the caretaker. Does Mrs. Helmfast have any? Has she had any disagreements with her neighbors?
Not that I'm aware of.
And personally, do you think of these rowdy parties as unusual? You would say.
I would say so. It's very. It's not like the people here to have late nights and drinking to excess and rowdiness and loud behavior. Even amongst the nobles, that's not not a reputable thing to do.
Remember, we're in the past. These are the people who actually built Waterdeep. We're all used to the nobles who are living off of these people's labors.
Domika would thank her for her time and maybe make a suggestion to go to the Gothic party. The Goth house.
God.
No, I get it.
Let's go to the Gothic party.
Okay. Mumpina leads you down the stairs, and just as you're about to leave, she runs off down the hallway and returns again, and she offers you some treats. She says, "Really shouldn't leave without having some snacks. All of you look a little bit hungry at this point."
Okay, I take it and look at it and smell it. Is it is it a cookie? What kind of snack is it?
She hands to you
If it's a
some. It is blood pudding and blood sausage. She says this is just some of the treats that Master Helmfast has requested me to cook up for them.
Interesting.
Is normal?
And this is the gnome cook, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Dalio will agree with you guys at this point. It sounds like we should go to the other house. It sounds like the host of this house have been visiting the Ghost house.
Domika will take it, but pocket it and thank the caretaker for the offer for the road.
Okay.
I will also do the same thing.
I'll
She-
do that too.
She smiles warmly to you.
Sweet.
I'll take one more just in case.
I'll give my cookie to Boardable.
It seems a very odd thing to get.
Well-
Like it's not exactly portable food.
Yeah, it'll
Does
It'll-
it sounds like the blood pudding? Does it come with like a little takeaway bowl, like a little mini like?
no. There's no.
Well, in the sense where like Domika will have her pack and then she'll like pack it away safely.
I'll just eat the sausage and put the pudding away, I guess.
You're in
Okay.
contract for 5 hours.
Details. Portable doesn't worry about that kind of stuff. Portable just takes.
Sweet.
Oh, you'd be fun in Barovia.
Okay, so anyone who tastes it, it is what it is. Nothing seriously bad happens. It's just a little snack. Okay. All right. So you want to head over to the Ghost house next?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only one we have any significant leads on.
It's good.
Okay. Let's see. So you travel over to the Ghost house. Okay. You find the Ghost House. It's a big, tall, Adams family looking house. But a townhouse, not so much, not like its own little separate thing, but all of these houses are built, built all attached to each other as townhouses are, as most of the houses in Waterdeep are like. Okay, so you approach the Ghost House. Do you want to knock on the door again?
Yes.
Or do you have a different approach?
What time of day is it right now?
It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, sure, we can knock.
Okay, so Domika's gonna knock.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, knocking on the door. You hear some commotion inside, and the door is opened up by a woman wearing a black, spidery, lacy kind of dress with pale skin. She looks very much like Morticia Adams, and she says, "Greetings. How can I help you?"
For the party. We is here for party. Yes.
Thinking.
No,
No.
she looks at you and raises an eyebrow and says, "Have you received an invitation?"
A divine sense.
Okay, divine sense. You don't detect any undead, celestial, or fiend. The house is not desecrated or consecrated.
Okay. So she's human. Ish.
I show her my blood pudding to her.
Okay, she looks down at it.
I'd be like, this is my invitation.
She looks up at you and says, "Party's not starting until later. You're much too early."
That sounds dirty.
I mean, blood pudding is in the form of a sausage, so.
Yeah.
You showed her your sausage.
I get my sausage.
Oh god.
You're gonna
Of course
say,
you
"Oh,
would.
I have no money to pay for this sausage."
Okay.
Too early for me.
But okay, so does she just look like nonchalant and just blasé about everything? Or does she look like she's annoyed with us? Like what's
No, she seems very nonchalant.
Okay, I guess we need to spiel
And
again.
remind us, what time is it again?
It's
Or-
it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh no, I meant to her.
This
She
is
said
good time.
early.
Oh. She says, "Well, if you received an invitation, you would likely know." And she seems
One of our friends played with our invitations, unfortunately. So we got the initial one, but the contents of it are escaping my memory. Would you be so kind as to remind us when the party is?
okay, make a persuasion check. But at this point, she's a little bit suspicious of you.
Can I pray for guidance as well? Just subtly.
Dalio will put his hand on your shoulder as you're talking, and you just feel guided.
18.
Okay. I'm going to make this at disadvantage because you're a little bit you're less than non-assuming. She says, if you received an invitation, you would know the time of the party. I would suggest you speak to the person who invited you, and they'll be able to assist you with your invitation further.
Dalio, this may or may not work. His eyes are already kind of a honey golden color, but he will look at her, and his eyes will kind of glare up, and he'll say, "Madam, we've been asked to investigate this particular section of town, and it would be best to let us in. You do not want to speak to our superiors."
Well, this is a private residence, you see, unless you have some sort of official warrant. And then I can assure you, there's nothing for you to see here.
Do I start a kick?
Does she seem nervous now, or does she still seem the same kind of nonchalance?
She's definitely not nonchalant. She's not really nervous. She seems a little bit more like confidently dismissive. She seems to, yeah, she seems to be.
Is that what she thinks? We're like just bothering gnats that she's like just like go away kind of thing.
No, she's more like she seems like, she knows the law kind of thing. Like she knows what's up. She knows what the privileges and the titles, the entitlements that nobles have. She seems pretty confident that you're just walking up to her investigating. But you can tell she feels like she can tell you off and not have to worry about what the consequences of that would be.
Yeah.
Portable. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll let you go first.
Portable speaks up. Is like tired of all this talking code or whatever. He's like, "Do you know where vampires are, or are you a vampire? And tell me where the vampires are at." And I shows the blood pudding one more time and be like, to her face.
She looks up at you with disgust and she says, "I don't know who you are, where you come from, but I insist you leave now." And she slams the door in front of you, and you hear it lock.
Before she slams the door, can I do something?
What do you have?
I want to use my necrotic shroud to become extremely terrifying to other people.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. That's everyone, though.
Oh, well. That's fair.
Okay, so you're going to do the necrotic shroud. Everyone's going to make the charisma.
I'm just going to make it in hopes that she will fail, and I will immediately enter the residence. My friends may run around for like a minute, and then they'll come to their senses or something.
Oh my god.
If there's vampires in here, they're asleep at this point, so I'm not that worried about it.
Horrible.
All right.
What's your alignment, by the way?
It's not good, but he has to be good. It's a long story.
Right.
Those shackles, he has to be good most of the time. This is not bad. This is still good at the end of the day.
So it's a charisma save?
Funny.
It's not a very high one. It's only a 12, but
Yeah.
some of you guys can't make it. What does the housekeeper make?
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I'm trying to find her stat block. It doesn't say specifically.
She a commoner?
Try this.
Let me see here.
The fact that she has a stat block.
I'm gonna make her. She's a noble.
Oh, she's a noble. Let's say I got a commoner stat block for her. It's
It's only
10.
1 turn, so it's just like 6 seconds.
Well,
Yeah,
it's long enough to walk in the door.
This is amazing. Oh.
Not afraid, huh?
No, she just kind of looks at you with disgust, slams the door, and you're done.
I don't care.
The rest of the party didn't have such good luck, though.
Okay. Dalio will spend the next minute trying to chase some of the ones that are running from him and get everybody back together.
We don't have to run. We just can't move towards you.
The necrotic shroud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So some of the party is horrified by that. but everyone eventually calms down and you get yourselves together and you just realize, oh, that was Dalio the whole time.
Uh,
So are we still going in the room? Are we still going in the house?
Heck yeah, we are.
Okay.
We're breaking it now.
I go up to the door.
I go in through the window.
Yes.
Sparta kick.
I mean, we were told to investigate, but not. Well.
yeah, not break anything.
No, we were told not to burn anything down.
Yeah, never think about breaking.
Don't break
is a
property.
This is just a memory. This is not real life.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen?
Hey, we were already told we can't affect history.
Dalio will lean right into the door.
Oh no, I just kicked it.
Okay.
Okay, hang on a second. You do notice that the second story window is open.
Ah.
Curtains are
go up there. I need acrobatics check.
acrobatics or athletics to climb.
Fine, I climbed through the window.
Nice.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Okay, so Torok is climbing or kicking the door?
I guess I'll climb.
Yeah, door.
Are we trying to be sneaky or just like clattering up?
I'm trying to be sneaky.
There's like
Wait,
7
should
of
do.
us. How sneaky can we be?
I'm not very
In broad daylight in the afternoon. I don't think.
disadvantaged to being sneaky.
I roll the shit anyways.
9 to Steve.
Hi-oh.
Go around to see if I can go through the back door.
They're
It's a townhouse.
not awake. I'm telling you, if they're in there, they're in their coffins or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm not climbing.
She's a thrall.
Okay, so let's get tokens on the map. So so there's going to be some people are staying on the ground floor and some people are climbing.
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. There we go. Where the fuck am I? Here we go.
So have you all arranged yourselves into the climbing party and the ground party?
I'll go in the front door.
Can you put my token on the map
I'm wearing
too?
chainmail with a shield. I'm not going up the window.
I guess. Oh yeah, I'm in chainmail too, so that'd be a disadvantage too, right?
Yeah.
For a climb.
Not
You know what? Screw it. I'll stick with my original plan.
I'll join the climbing party.
I think you just drag it over. Don't you, Halka?
Yeah,
Oh, do you just drag it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like from your the sheet from the second tab.
There you go.
I see.
I did the same thing too. It's fine.
And
I guess I'll climb too.
Dropped out of the game.
Dalio spent most of his first part of his life. He's a vengeance paladin, thriving on the blood and defeat of others. Like he's kind of been given a second chance, but he's having a hard time with it.
Okay, so which party is the climbing
I'll be
party?
right up. Hold on.
I'm
I
out
have to just walk away for a sec. I'll be right up. I'll be right back.
The climbing party is up top.
I throw the sausage into the house first, like the blood sausage, to see if anything happens.
He's like a trap.
I don't know if I want to climb anymore.
It'll attract the vampires to the sausage.
They're not dogs.
You put,
What are you
do you
doing?
tie like fishing line to it or something?
I do.
Okay, so climbing up. So this is the climbing party. We have Adri, we have Torok, and we have who's the big person in armor? Is that Bornable?
Yeah,
And Waylon's in the climbing party also, but he doesn't wear armor.
Waylon, right? Okay.
I just need to find an orc. So
Do note that we're in broad daylight, guys. Everyone can see you.
no, we're being stealthy. And by stealthy, I mean I roll a 7.
Uh huh.
So you climb up the building. The window, you see the second story window is open. There's a curtain that's like fluttering in the breeze, and you toss in a blood sausage. Everything is quiet. I mean, actually, hang on. I should really, you know what? Quiet depends on your stealth check. Okay.
I guess I need to make a stealth check too.
Yeah, do you want to climb? Or once you get up there, are you gonna attempt to hide? Okay, so we have Adri. Oh, geez, look wonderful. Look at these rolls.
There's that orc token if you need one. That's one of my other characters.
We're just gonna trip on that blood sausage and follow it.
Mhm.
The one that you just threw in.
You just stuck on it
Oh,
like.
dear.
It doesn't even matter what Bornable rolls.
Oh, I need to roll one.
Wait, actually, sorry. Hang on a second. It doesn't matter what Bornable rolls. You're loud. You toss in the blood sausage, and you hear a little bit of movement coming from inside.
This
Time
movement,
to
the blood
leave.
sausage worked.
Time to leave.
The blood sausage worked. Vampires are coming towards it.
That's funny.
Yeah, you can't see what's inside this wind. You can open up the curtains if you want.
I sneakily open up the curtains and just like kind of peeked over. That will help.
As sneakily as your stealth roll allows.
16.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead. You sneakily open it up, and sorry, what were you going to do next?
I just want to take a peek to see if I can see inside.
Yes, it looks like inside is a bedroom of sorts, and there is a humanoid figure standing inside that you can see. They appear pale and sickly.
I go to the team and be like, "Hey, I think blood sausage work. This pale, thickly thing looking at sausage. I assume they're looking at the sausage, but we're not really
I'll
sure."
go into my room and divine sense.
With your divine sense, yes, you do detect an undead creature inside.
Okay.
That's upstairs, right? In the window.
This is second story window.
Well,
How are we
being a
hanging on?
paladin, I can only do the logical things that comes to being a paladin.
Go in there and fuck
Slay.
it up.
Yep. I go in and swing.
I
Hey,
go behind him and do a stealth attack.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
Do you want the ground floor people to roll initiative?
Ooh.
We should, before we continue this, we should see what the second party is doing. So the Domica, Dalio, and Liro, you were going around the back of the house?
No, there's no.
I just went in the front.
Whichever door he crashed in, I suppose.
You just went in the front door.
Oh.
I was just going to go back to report that the ghost house looks suspicious, because that was what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Blood sausage worked. I'm so happy.
I don't know what you guys would do with me, but Dalio would probably just enter the front door, and if he hears crazy fighting upstairs and he sees a stairwell, he'd probably just go up the stairs. Unless he sees somebody like immediately.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to, if you're gonna wait a little bit. Okay, so sorry. Say what you were doing again.
So I imagine if I came in the same time that they went upstairs to look in the window, I would come in the door, and if I'm in like a hallway with a stairwell and I hear some kind of clattering upstairs, I'd probably just come upstairs. If I walk past a room where there's an undead creature laying there, I'd probably move in and attack.
Is this happening on the second floor, or is this from the first?
We're all downstairs.
Downstairs. Okay, so the front door got locked. So you wanted to move around to the back of the house.
Oh, I thought somebody kicked the door down.
Oh,
But,
right. Okay, and then the roll that you did for that was 15. Off the top of my head.
I mean, I can use it to just go upstairs too. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the door did not get kicked in. You kicked it, but it didn't. It probably just frightened whoever was inside.
Okay. Oh. I guess we could go upstairs or try to just climb with the rest of the party.
I guess.
Unless you guys are feeling strong.
Help
I
us.
don't know, like I'm just trying to figure
Help
out,
us.
do we even need to climb in? Like, we're just supposed to report suspiciousness, right?
I'd kick it again if that helps. A 20 do a difference?
Sure. In the door. The door it breaks this time. So you pick it. The low lock is broken. This is just like a door with no handle now.
Just go right in, start looking for sickly looking people.
Is one on the other side?
Okay, at this point you see Elsa Gust, who greeted you earlier. She sees you stomping into her house. She lets out a scream and she takes off.
Cool.
She's in one of the hallways looking in at who broke the door down, and then she just you see her disappear. And like the other house, there's another set of stairs that runs upstairs.
If I hear the commotion upstairs, Dalio will come upstairs and join the rest of the party.
Okay.
Ding, ding.
Is everyone else going to go upstairs?
You guys will survive, right?
It's the plan.
All right, then I follow the screaming noble lady to see where she runs off to.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to the vampire scene. So Dalio, I'm going to put you on the other side here, just to kind of like, we don't have an exact map of what the room looks like, but this group here is the window group. Whoever is joining Dalio, you can enter from behind the normal door, and in the center there is some undead figure in the middle. So Liro, are you going to follow Damika, or do you want to go up with Dalio?
I don't think I'll go up. I'm just gonna have a look around the ground floor just to confirm.
Okay, let's
I
roll.
didn't hear them say anything about them being a vampire upstairs, but all we know they barge in on someone baiting. So
Smells like sausage in here.
Okay, let's roll initiative. There we go. Oh, we got everyone's initiative.
Sweet.
Okay. So is that Torok or no?
It's Wayland.
No, or is that Wayland? Wayland, you go first.
Huh. Are you a vampire?
The creature hisses and snarls.
Okay. I'll walk over to it and swing my main hand warhammer.
That will hit.
Does this creature seem intimidated by 5 people attacking it?
Not at all.
Then
Is
Is it
I
pay,
will,
is it a pay attention to the blood sausage?
It seemed to have been it moved over to it, but now that you've entered the room, it seems to be focused on whoever's entered the room. So, Waylon, when you attack with your warhammer, you notice that this creature seems to resist the damage.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else from
Yeah,
there?
I'll do my offhanded warhammer attack.
That's a crit that hits again. Once again, resists the damage. So taking
Yeah.
about half the damage.
Cool. And then I'll stay right there. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Adri, it's your turn.
I'll just shoot it with my longbow.
Okay. Roll it up. That is going to miss.
And yeah, I'll just stay right there.
Okay, Dalio. You open the door from behind. The light is bathing into this room, and you can see your adventurers, your friends on the other side, moving into this room through the window, attacking this undead creature.
Does it appear like their attacks are doing much to it at this point?
This creature seems to be resisting their attacks.
Okay, it's not like got ghoulishly bloody looking or anything like that. It's just kind of like still doing its thing.
Yeah, it just seems to be like a human, but it just seems to have like, I don't know, tough skin or something. It seems like whatever attacks are just not fully affecting, not doing full damage.
Okay. So Dalio will use his let's see. I'm sorry, I forget what it's called. It's one of his paladin things. It's basically so he gets advantage on all his attacks against it. It's a bonus action. Sorry, I forget what it's called.
Oh, the vengeance thing?
Yeah. It's a vow of enmity.
Oh,
That's what it is. Okay. So I'm going to use the vow of enmity as a bonus action against it, and I am going to swing at it. So this is just a regular longsword. Then I might do something else if I miss. Okay, I'm going to miss. I'm going to use my favored by the gods. It's a 2d4. One time. See if I can hit. It's a 6 for a 15 would hit, right?
That hits.
Okay, and then it would just be the one-handed 11, but I'm also gonna smite it as well.
Okay.
And it looks like it would do an extra d8 if it's undead, so it would be 3d8. So here's the 2d8, and then the last part. So 13 smite damage plus 11, whatever that does, 5, I guess.
Okay.
And I actually should have crit fished. I didn't do that. That's my fault.
Go for it.
See what happens.
The radiant damage deals normal damage, but the rest of it is resisted.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay. Anything else from Dalio?
Nah, I'll just get right next to it. That's my turn.
Okay. Bornable.
Can I do a sneak attack? Short sword.
You have an ally within 10 feet, 5 feet. Sorry, so you can get your sneak attack.
Okay. Do I have to do an action for? I never played. Did I do stealth first and then?
No, you get sneak attack by default.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Short sword then. Yeah.
That hits.
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
Okay, so 19 damage in total, resisting. So they're taking half damage.
Okay, and I go back to where I was before.
Okay.
And I try to pick up the blood sausage on the way back.
Okay, so as you back off, do you have they're going to get an opportunity attack on you. Do you have a disengage you can do?
Yeah, I disengage.
Okay.
Bonus action disengage.
Okay.
Let's use a rope.
Yeah. Okay. So next up is Lirel. Lirel, you're on the first floor.
So the room that what's her name ran through.
Actually, everyone who's only the people who are in the room are going to be in the initiative. So, Lirel, if you're still downstairs, we're just going to handle that afterwards.
Yeah, I'm downstairs.
Okay. Next up is the vampire spawn. The room has now that the curtains are pulled back. The room is full of bright light, and the bright light hisses. Causes the vampire to hiss and snarl, and you see they're taking damage from just being inside the bright light. They are getting injured now. This one's going to turn around and make an attack against Dalio. They're going to make a claw attack, and then make a claw attack. They're going to grapple Dalio, and now they're going to follow up with a bite attack.
So what were did they hit?
The claw attack hit, which ended up being a grapple. And
Because I'm gonna shield if it hits.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
All right. That's just a regular shield, it's just flavored. So my AC is 24.
Okay, so that's gonna miss then. So in the second case, they're going to make another attack.
Okay.
They'll miss this time.
Cool.
Next up is Torok.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and grapple the vampire spawn.
Okay.
Shove him towards the fresh air.
Oh, that's what I'm planning.
Throw him out the window.
They're allergic to
Yeah,
fresh
I was
air.
gonna say
Throw
shove it
her
out the window. Shove it out the window.
Yeah, so that's contested athletics, correct?
Yes.
God damn.
Oh. Please describe your critical failure. That's my favorite part of this game.
Okay, so you attempt to grapple them, but they fight off your grapple.
I moved my foot by stepping on the damn sausage.
The sausage.
No, I picked it up before I left.
It left residue.
There's this oily spot on the ground.
My sausage.
Oh god, everyone's trampling all over it, Joe.
It's a good idea at the time.
So that's me.
Okay, so okay, that's it. Next up is Waylon again.
All right, Warhammer Smash.
That's gonna hit.
And then second Warhammer Smash.
That is not gonna hit.
End of my turn.
Adri.
Can I try shoving her out the window?
Please do.
You certainly can.
So Portable still thinks that they're afraid of fresh
Wait,
air.
that's the wrong
Oh,
one.
wow.
Is strength.
Oh,
Oh.
you used it all up in the first one.
That's awesome.
I can't disengage, right? Because I used my action.
No. Unless you're a rogue. And if you're a rogue level 2, you can bonus action to do that, but otherwise, that would be an action.
Okay, then I'll just end my turn.
Okay, next up is Dalio.
Okay. Dalio will attack it with his longsword. He's still got the thing going on, vengeance, enmity, so he's gonna attack it at advantage. 21 for 7. and it's just a regular sword.
It resists the damage, but this vampire spawn is getting hurt.
Awesome. I believe that's all I can do. Yeah, that's my turn.
Bornable, you're up next.
I would like to. Yeah, I'm just gonna sneak attack and try to make a sword on his back, or try to shove, just try to stab it,
Sure.
and then disengage.
Okay, that's gonna hit.
I don't know. I don't think so.
9 damage. So resisting, they're getting.
It's never too loud for me. I'm just not sure what people pick up on the mic, and I've never figured that out.
Okay, that's it for Bornable. You went stabbed and got out.
Yeah, that's it. In and out. In and out.
Leroy, you're still downstairs. Vampire spawn. Being in the sunlight, they're taken down. They begin to hiss and squabble, and the sunlight takes them down. Their skin begins to peel and melt as the sunlight hits their skin, and their body turns into steam as they fall on the ground, and they appear to be like evaporating from the light of the sun.
Did anybody take damage during that fight?
I did not.
Okay.
No, we actually did pretty well.
Yeah,
Cool.
all thanks to the
Okay,
sunset.
so was the vampire spawn male or female?
Male.
Okay, are there still any clothes?
Not much left. Yeah. In the pile of vampire spawn goo, there's some clothes, but they're not. They wouldn't appear to be pleasant to wear.
Well, I was going to wonder if there's pockets.
Sure. Yeah, there's pockets.
Anything in the pockets?
No.
Okay. Let's check the rest of the bedroom.
Okay. The bedroom has a closet in it, and when you open up the closet, you can see that inside the closet, there is a coffin leaning inside, upright.
Someone want to open the coffin while I hold my sword?
Dahlia will use the sense of divine sense.
It would penetrate.
Well, that's behind total cover, I guess. It wouldn't make any difference. Dahlia will open the coffin.
The coffin is empty. The inside of the coffin is lined with a red velvety lining.
Is the person wearing the cloak up here?
No.
Who was wearing the cloak? Dominica had it first, but I can't remember who got it beforehand.
Bornable.
How big is the coffin? It's like 2 feet wide.
Yeah, it's me. It fits a medium-sized person. It's not like a big fancy one. It's kind of it's like a smaller, more form-fitting one.
How heavy is it?
Usually these things are pretty heavy.
I'll rip out the lining.
Dahlia looks over to see if anybody wants to help him throw it out the window into the street.
I'll help.
I'll rip out the lining first.
Okay, so you grab the coffin. It's quite heavy, but with 2 people, you're able to pick it up awkwardly, and you're just gonna toss it out the window.
Yeah, like it shatters on the ground.
Whoa.
What you're gonna do? You're gonna toss. So you're gonna have to, the window is gonna smash because the window's not big enough to allow that to go through. But you can toss it through the window, smash the glass. It'll go flying out, hit the little front ceiling part where you climbed up and slide down onto the ground.
Are there
Yeah.
any civilians walking down in that?
Don't worry about it. We can't change the past anyways. It's okay.
Oh,
We're
God.
amazing investigators.
Well, no one's going to come back and sleep in this one tonight. So.
Anything else in the closet?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, we gotta go talk with this noble lady. Let's go downstairs.
Okay, so going back to Lyral and Domica,
Did I catch her?
you see that no, she seems to have. So as you follow along, you catch her. She
For
has
me? Thank you.
opened up. She's opened up. You see her just as you turn a
Well,
corner.
I have to ask.
She opens up a door and runs through the doorway, and then closes the door behind her, and that's the last thing you see of her. If you want, you can. So she seems to have run through a doorway that's kind of located in the middle of the house. When you walked in, there was a staircase going up. She ran down a hallway to the left. You followed her, and then turning to the right around the corner, there was a doorway. You can see there's like a kitchen area in the back, but she's gone down this doorway that goes. Here, let me just draw it roughly. So basically, so you enter the house. There's the stairs that go up. The hallway went down this way. Turns to the right. There's like a kitchen area here, and there was a doorway here.
Could I have cast command on her?
No. In the heat of the run, you wouldn't have. Do you need to see her?
No, it's just verbal. It
Um,
says a one-word command to creature you see within range.
so you'll. I'm gonna say no. You probably wouldn't have time. You would have chased her, and you just saw just barely like as soon as you turned the corner, you saw her jet through the doorway and close it behind her. So you'd have to. You wouldn't have had time to get off a casting of command.
Okay. So she's still within the house, right? It didn't appear that it would have led outside of the house.
It doesn't seem so. No.
Hmm. Oh, and I guess where is Lyriel?
I was following behind.
Okay.
As we ran, I would kind of just look in the other rooms.
Okay, so Lyra, you're gonna go look in other places.
Not look, but I'm gonna follow. But as we run past the other rooms, I know the door's open. Can I just glance in?
You want to look inside this door that she ran into?
I like you ran to the door, right?
Sorry, inside the door she went down.
Look
Yeah,
at this
I
beautiful map.
Okay, you open the door and the staircase descends downwards.
I close the door and say, "Hey, I think we should find the rest of our teammates before we go down there."
Did the upstairs people come down?
By this, you have a little bit of time, maybe a couple more actions, but at that point, they would at this point now they would be in the middle of the combat.
All right.
So you one round.
I guess, are there any closed curtains? I would open them along the way now that I know that they've gone downstairs.
Yes, all the curtains were closed off, so you can walk around and open up all the curtains so that this whole house is full of light.
Yes.
When you walk around, there is another area. So there's the upstairs. There's like this living room area, which is all like here, more or less, and this is full of furniture that's laid out. There's a bunch of couches. There's some little tables, and it's just like it looks like it's set up to be like a big lounge. In the corner, there's an altar that looks like it has some sort of like god, like death god thing going on. Like there's a skull on it with a candlestick sticking up. There's a big book of like with funky writing, and it's all black and red, and it looks like and a funny smell hangs in the air.
It's supposed to end at 9, but I don't know.
Like
If I
long
wander
we'll
into the
have.
book, do I recognize it? Like, do I recognize the writing, or do I sense
really
anything
want
about it?
make a religion check.
Uh-huh.
Hey D, we can hear you.
21.
Okay. Yeah, you recognize the book to be like a prayer book to one of the death gods.
Prayer as in strict prayer, like almost like I don't know, like a book of writing that you would say in prayer, or is it more like ritual based, or is it more historical based?
It's like ceremony kind of stuff, kind of like your temple business.
No sacrifices, right?
No, there doesn't appear to be anything that looks like it's related to killing anyone specifically. It's mostly just like your typical death cult ceremony stuff, but there's nothing that looks like it's actually involved with like actually people being killed. None of the ceremonies in this involve that.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we have our evidence of vampirism.
Thanks for the token. I just saw it. I'm retarded.
You're welcome. Just saw
I
it.
like it. He's blushing, which makes it even funnier.
That's cool.
So are we all in the room now? Or...
Yes, at this point, after you've the Lyral and Domika have searched the house, your friends come down the stairs and their equipment is they're all with their weapons drawn and blood smeared and stuff. So yeah, you can all get together, and it appears that Elsa Goth has
fled through unknown means.
Sweet. Domika would look at them like from head to toe and be like, "Oh, good, you're alive." She went downstairs.
Okay, downstairs we go.
Okay, going down the stairs. This place is total darkness, and you hear some noise, some scurrying about coming from downstairs. So everyone's gonna just walk down the stairs and enter the basement.
Oh no, I'm gonna light a torch and throw it down.
Okay.
Wait, we can't set things on fire.
Not setting things on fire. And this is a vampire house now.
Which we could just go back and report for.
I mean, we found it. I think we should be good. That's all our thing we need to do, right?
So you want to fight in darkness? Okay.
And yeah, like we bring back the prayer book. That should be evidence enough for them to do what they have to do to storm this place, right?
Yeah.
Wait, couldn't we make light ceilings?
I can
Oh.
see. I have dark vision.
Yeah, Delio does too. He's not afraid of that.
I
And his
did not.
mind.
Wait, what is the original like in real life? What is the original? Weren't we supposed to like grab some kind of magic and not? And this is just a side quest.
Well, they basically said, "Hey, you don't have to fight them. All we need to know is location and information, and then my guys will storm the place." So
No,
he
no, the
never
guy-
gave us anything.
No, I mean the original quester that we went into this dream thing. Wasn't he supposed to be like we're supposed to grab some kind of magic and?
Well, we're supposed to they're investigating. She was investigating the nature of this cloak that we have. Now, can I do an investigate? And I'm assuming that that the cloak was made out of the same material as what was lining that coffin.
Oh god, I take it off.
Wait, you're tuned.
No, actually, they're separate things.
Okay. I thought maybe they might be related.
So there's nothing to do with it.
All
I
right,
think
so given Barnable's deathly exterior, I say he goes down first. Try
Yeah.
and talk to them.
with my blood
Pretend you're their
sausage.
friend.
Yep. I do have blood sausage to offer them. So I will go. Can I see it, Dark? Can I orc see it?
I think orcs have dark vision.
Was the guy supposed to give us some information if we did this favor for him about the cloak? Because that's a
I don't think that was explicitly stated, but that could be something we could negotiate in terms of reward.
Like
Yeah,
our
pretty
main-
much the whole thing was that the memory itself would serve to draw us along the path to gaining information about the cloak.
Right, and the guy, and when we got here, he was just like, "Hey, find me a location of the hives." So we have one location. He didn't mention if there were more than one, right?
Yeah, but we kind of alerted them, so they might move after we leave. If we are to leave.
I mean, they know we're here.
I still think we should burn the house down. I mean, technically this is a dream. So
Burnable fire equals bad. No fire.
oh.
I was just going to do it so we could actually see down there.
I do have superior dark vision. Okay.
Sweet. All right, go befriend them.
Alright, I'm gonna go befriend them because I have a cloak on. It's all good. Don't worry guys, I got this.
Oh.
No worries here.
And then the rest of us back up.
And then I kind of sneak. I want to do stealthily. See if I can see anything downstairs as I go down and like be very quiet, like the night, like a ninja.
Okay. You go down the stairs and step into the basement. I'm just gonna pull you forward a little bit here. You see as you enter the room, there is another. You see Elsa Gost. She's standing at the back. She's holding a dagger in her hand, and next to her is another vampire spawn, and she just cries out, "Kill them!" And the vampire spawn moves in and attacks. Roll initiative.
Oh shit! And I'd be like, help!
Okay, everyone roll initiative.
She can see me even though I'm stealthy. Oh,
There's not much room to hide here.
oh, okay.
It doesn't help if they're expecting you.
Even though it's an orc ninja and I was in the ceiling. No, I'm joking. That's not a thing.
Dang it.
No, it's like
Yeah, it
the
doesn't
same
help.
people
Yeah.
who try to sleight of hand the crown off the king in the middle of the court.
Okay, Tarak, you start this.
Okay, I run down the stairs and I grapple the vampire spawn.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be strength or is it athletics?
Athletics, or is it?
You can use athletics. Yeah, it's actually athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
Oh, okay.
So you grapple them.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
going to basically say everyone else, get out of the way as I pull the spawn up the stairs.
Okay, so I'm going to say it was, you use 30 feet of your movement to go down. So
Okay.
you grapple them. So you're down there grappled.
Okay.
Up is Donica.
There's only just the one technically attacking us, or there's multiple?
There apparently is one vampire, and she has a dagger.
Alright, I guess I will cast Guiding Bolt, 2nd level, on the one that's grappled.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice shot.
Oh.
Okay, so that hits.
You okay?
And
Scared
ain't no
the kitty.
and ain't no regenerating from that.
Okay, so yeah, they take the full damage. Anything else from Donica?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. The vampire spawn in the grapple is going to attempt to bite. Bite. Who was it that went in and attacked? It was Torok. So it's going to attempt to bite Torok. Torok, your armor class is 17. They're going to hit you. So you're going to take. You're going to take 8 points of piercing damage. Oh, there's not even a save for this, and 7 points of necrotic damage.
Is there a difference between Personic and Necromic, or is it just damage is damage?
There's no different. Well, there's little damage is damage, but here your maximum hit points now are reduced by 7. So that means you can only your maximum hit points is now 20 minus 7 because of the necrotic damage. Okay, next up is actually, hang on. They get another attack. They'll do a claw attack while they're at this. This is going to hit Tarok as well too. The claw attack is going to do 10 points of slashing damage to Tarok.
I'm down.
But you're half orc, right? So you can pop back up.
Oh wait, actually, hold on.
1 hit point.
No. Well, how much damage was it?
10 points of slashing damage.
No, I don't.
Okay, so Stone's endurance, your Goliath thing. Okay, that's it for the vampire spawn. Next up is Bornable.
By the way, you have advantage on your attack roll for this.
I do.
Yeah, with Guiding Bolts, on the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Oh. I guess I will try to stab it with my short sword. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that hits. With the advantage, it hits. Okay, they resist this damage.
I guess
okay,
disengage.
Disengage and get out of there. All right, done. Okay, next up is Adri.
So I'll run down the stairs and shoot it with my longbow.
Okay. "13 is not going to hit.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Dalio.
Okay. How many of them are there? Just one?
Just one.
Okay. I'm going to use my inspiration on my attack. And I will swing at them. Is it a guy or a gal?
This one's a female.
Okay. I will swing at her. Oh yeah, there we go. The crit for so 13 on the hit, and then I will use my smite. Sorry, dog. Get that dog out of here. Let me smite her real quick, and that would be. Let's see. I'll just roll it 3d8. Wow. 20 smite damage. So
It's it's another extra from dead, right?
it's extra against undead. 1d8. So it's 2d8 plus 1d8 for undead.
So it's 68, right? Because you crit.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty intense. So 31 smite damage, and I guess 6 regular damage.
Okay. Yep, got it. Okay,
That's
they're
pretty cool.
starting to look hurt. Anything else from Dalio?
I feel like he's done enough.
Okay, Lero, you're next.
Where's Lady Goss?
She's standing in the corner, not doing anything, brandishing a dagger.
I'm gonna go over to her. I'm gonna skirt. I'm gonna skirt what's ever happening with the spawn. I'm gonna get within 5 feet of her, and I'm gonna try to I'm gonna attack her, but I'm sure she has more hit points than I can do in one attack, so I'm just gonna attack her, but whatever, non-lethally. I just want to knock her out.
In a loving way. A love nudge.
11.
That's not going to hit.
All right, that's fine. So
Actually, you know what? It hits her. She's not wearing armor.
all right, 7 slashing.
Hang on. You know what? She's gonna do a little thing with her dagger, and she's gonna parry, and it will be a miss.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm within reach of her.
anything else from Lero?
No, that's it.
Okay, Waylon, you're up next.
So I'm still up the stairs, and so looking down, it's dark down there still.
I think someone threw a torch down there.
Perfect.
Wow.
So I would walk down the stairs, assuming it's lit.
Yep, you can see down the
Perfect.
stairs. You can see a little grapple happening between Torok and the vampire spawn at the base of the stairs.
Do I have advantage because the vampire's grappled?
Good question. I don't think so.
Okay, no worries. Just wanted to double check. So we will single-handed Warhammer strike.
That's going to hit.
And then offhanded Warhammer strike for the miss.
Okay. Anything else from Waylon?
That'll be it.
Okay, Torok, you're
Yeah, so I'm going to drop the grapple because that didn't quite go the way I planned.
okay.
That vampire hurts, and I'm just going to swing at it with my great sword using my inspiration.
Righty. And yeah, just a reminder, everyone has inspiration here for being tier 1. Everyone has inspiration and a healing potion. That's going to hit.
And I'm going to burn a smite on it. Oh yeah, and there's the extra D8 for being undead.
Okay, this vampire spawn is looking very hurt. Okay, anything else from Torok?
Let me just think. One left.
So, never mind.
No, I'm gonna stay.
Okay, next up is Dom.
Would channeling divinity count as my attack? Or my
It would count as an action, I believe.
yeah, as my
It's an
action?
yeah. Unless some of them are bonus actions, but depends on which one you're doing.
So it does. Oh, okay, it does say action. Okay, that's fine. How hurt are you, by the way?
I am very hurt.
Okay, then I will go up to you and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, sorry. I didn't move actually. Here, there.
I thought Tarok went down.
No, we weren't actually. I didn't actually move, and token wise, I mean.
Oh, I mean, didn't the vampire spawn?
No, I used all my movement to grapple it.
No, but it hit you, right? Like I thought.
Oh no, it bit me hard.
Yeah, I thought the last one brought you down with a 10 hit with a 10.
All right, you only hear.
That's fine. That's actually more than enough at this particular point because my max is 13 currently.
Oh, sweet. And then, no, I think that counts as an action. Yep, that's it.
Okay, next is the vampire spawn. The vampire spawn is gonna claw at Torok. That is going to hit. Torok, you're gonna take 8 points of slashing damage. And they're gonna claw also at Bornable. Same thing, another claw attack. What's your armor class, Bornable?
Light armor, yeah. And it's 13.
13 armor class. Okay, so they're gonna hit. You're gonna take 11 points of slashing damage.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Bornable, are you just level 1?
Level 3.
Okay. I think I have. Oh yeah, I have your character sheet here. Okay. Okay. So that's it for the vampire spawn. They've been taking radiant damage, so they're not going to regenerate. Bornable, it's your turn.
My slashes don't do anything to him, right? Like he won't take any damage.
He will. It'll just be half.
Halved.
They're looking very hurt right now.
Okay, I will go up to it and slash with both of my swords, my short swords, because I forgot I have double-handed swords. Hopefully I can make a cross in his chest while I'm doing it. Hello?
Okay. You're going to make a cross in their chest.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one is going to hit. So you get the cross, the sideways cross, but you don't get the up down cross. 9 points of damage. They're going to resist that. They're just barely holding on by a thread. Anything else from Bornable?
I shove his sausage down his throat.
You can do that, but it's not going to do anything.
We knew it was going to come at some point.
Fine, I'll just keep the blood sausage. I just looked at it and be like, while I'm waving my blood sausage at him, and I disengage.
Oh god.
Okay, Adri, you're next.
Stupid.
Blood sausage is important, okay?
Oh, man.
I guess I'll go up and try and stab her.
Okay. That's going to miss.
Damn it. Okay.
Their armor class is 15. Anything else from Adri?
No.
Okay, Delio.
Gonna swing a regular attack and see what happens. That's all I can do. So here it comes. Is a 15 hit?
15 hits.
Just 11 regular, so I guess 5. And that's all I can do.
That is going to drop them. Hang on, unless they have something else here.
Oh, not zombies.
Are these the kind of vampires that come back after you kill them?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
They're just spawns.
Okay. Yeah, they go down, and at this point, Elsa Gost is kind of like standing in the corner of her basement, and she's wielding a dagger, and she's just you pretty much defeated her. She's at this point, she's cornered, and she's not really going to put up a fight. She looks more interested in talking at this point.
Okay, well, we know a bunch of people who are going to be very interested to talk to you, Miss Gast.
Can I steal her dagger?
Yes, we will ask for the dagger.
Wait, I also slap her with my blood sausage and be like, yeah,
God.
people be interested in talking to her.
At which point I was like, okay, this just got weird.
Dahlia tried to stomp her skull, like smash it in the ground, but he slipped on the blood, and then he got up and stomped it.
Okay. At this point,
The vampire.
At this point, Elsa Goss is defeated. She basically says, like, "Who are you? What are you doing here? Who sent you here?" She's demanding answers, but you really got her.
Lady, you're part of a vampire cult.
Tie her up.
She smiles to you in response, but
And I'm going to go upstairs and desecrate that little altar of yours. I got a vial of holy water, and it's going to be put to good use.
ugh. Yeah, you've got her. She's got nothing really. She's at your whims.
Let's just bring her back. Let's just shackle her, tie her up, and bring her back to what's his name?
Grab the book, grab the dagger.
She asks, "Who sent you here?
Doesn't
What?
matter.
Why did you just come storming into my property, attacking, destroying all of my possession? What was your motivation for this?"
You're housing vampires, ma'am.
Yes, but how did you know that?
Okay, let's tone down the hyperbole here. All of your possessions?
Question: is it what kind of potion of healing did we get?
It just just a regular potion of healing. It heals 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, I'll be using that while you guys are talking.
Anyone else need healing, by the way?
I do.
After their potion?
Dahlia has like 20 points of free healing he can give to anybody that wants it.
I think we're okay for now.
I'm only at 11 hit points. I think I can use the potion of healing.
Hey Mike, do we get the sense that we're done with this adventure?
Okay, so there is one last encounter. So at this point, you can arrest Elsa Gost, do whatever you want with her. You can bring back the map and tell Artur Morlin that you found a nest of vampires and that it's located at the Gost house, in the basement of the Gost house. So there is one last encounter. You weren't like the vampire spawn encounters were not really a part of it. They were just there, but that's totally fine. So there's the last encounter that I don't really want to run just because we're running. I was only running this as a 2-hour adventure. So we can wrap this up now if you want. We can go through everything. There was one last combat encounter, but I think your group had a lot of combat, so I don't feel it's adding another combat encounter is going to make this any better. We can just go over the rest of the encounter. I'll basically just say what happens. We can say there's a combat encounter at the end, but in the end, you would have come out winning. Likely, the combat encounter would not have been if you were able to defeat 2 vampire spawn. The last combat encounter is not going to be a challenging one for you. So we can just run over it, say you won the combat encounter, and just do the conclusion of the adventure.
That's fine.
does the group want to do that? I know maybe you have other games you're signed up for, or other stuff to do this afternoon, so I don't want to take up more time than we've already done. But if the group really wants to do really wants to play with the last encounter, we can do that too. I'll leave it up to the group.
Is it a
Unfortunately,
rat that we're going up against?
Say it again.
What is it we're going up against?
It's basic. Okay, so let's just do this. So you go back to the Waterdeep Castle and meet again with Artur Morlin, the vampire hunter. You show him the velvet from the coffin. You show the coffin that was smashed through the window. You have evidence of the vampire spawn. So he takes this and takes it as proof that you've been able to track down vampires. He puts a big check mark next to Ghost House, and he thanks you for assisting him in his in this task he set out to complete. He tells you that as part of your reward, he offers to answer you some questions. Or he seems to be a powerful spellcaster of sorts. When you show him the red cloak, he tells you that the nature of this magic is kept somewhere in the City of the Dead. So the City of the Dead is the only ward in Waterdeep that actually has an official name, and it just happens to be the large, huge-sized graveyard that has all of the citizens of Waterdeep buried there ever since the founding. At the present time, the City of the Dead is not as big as it is in your current time of Waterdeep, but when you head over there, you eventually are led to an area that has something much like a
mausoleum.
A mausoleum. So that's basically your picture of the City of the Dead. You eventually find a place where there is a tree that's been split in half as though it were struck by lightning. And in the center, there is a light that shines from it. This eventually, when you're led there, you can find that a number of cultists have gathered around it, and they appear to be doing some sort of ritual of sorts. So here, if you want to fight this, if you want to make this a combat encounter, you can. Otherwise, we can just conclude it. I'll give you what you need to know in order to resolve this adventure. Otherwise, if you want to fight these cultists, we can do that. It'll be another half an hour to an hour of gameplay.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of time, sadly.
Yeah, I gotta run too. I was just looking at a 2-hour one. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so we'll just wrap this up. Would you rather? We're not going to go through it. Or do you want to speak to the cultists, or do you want to fight them? We're not going to run the fight. We're just going to say you win, pretty much. They run away, you overcome them, and they leave you with the tree. If you choose to fight them, otherwise, they just tell you about their cult things that they do, and they invite you, and basically during your negotiation, which might have likely would turn into a fight, they try to basically push you into this magic center of the tree, and once you find that whenever someone touches the tree, they start having visions of things.
I want to touch the tree.
Okay. The tree reveals visions that are strange and untimely. The cultists take off in fear of your fighting prowess, and you're left alone with the tree. When you touch the tree, whoever touches the tree has a number of visions that are bestowed upon them. So the visions include an aged Agyran, the wizard actually you met earlier at the beginning of the adventure, who was talking to Artur Merlin. You have a vision of him tipping a flask and drinking sparkly liquid. His gray hairs and wrinkles disappear from his head. Your next vision is a younger vision of the same wizard, speaking heatedly to a bedraggled robed man who he calls Master Hallister. You take there's another vision that comes about you. It's a Gyran waving his arms, harnessing the same crackling blue energy of the wrinkle. In an underground tunnel, he forms energy bars, that energy that forms into cage bars. Lastly, you have another vision of a Gyran and Artur Morlin speaking in hushed tones in a Gyran's tower. You hear, "There's something about your recruits today, Artur. I feel we might see them again, and I will have this waiting for them." But the vision only shows their backs, and it doesn't reveal whatever it is that Artur and our Gyran are handling at the moment. And that's it. So this is what you were meant to find. This is where your adventure would have led you. So at this point, you're available to go back. You have the powder, the coin purse full of beach sand, which you can sprinkle over your heads, and this will take you back into present day Waterdeep. Domika has this. So Domika, you can share this, or if you're sadistic and want to keep all your allies trapped in this memory, you can take it for yourself and disappear. I'm just kidding, but
Only if they're undead.
So you have the beach sand powder that you can sprinkle over your heads. You're taken back to Blackstaff Tower. And there, Vajra Safar is just sitting, looking at you, almost as though no time has passed. Each of you are still sitting in the ritual circle that she created earlier, or cast the spell from earlier. And she says, "Well, what do you have to tell me?" And that's it. We'll conclude it there. You can explain everything you told to Vajra, everything you saw to Vajra. You can tell the little story about how it led you to this place in the City of the Dead. And you can tell her about the visions that you had, and she sort of just nods and looks to you as though this is this information you're giving to her is of some significance. She thanks you for taking on the adventure, and she's happy that you've been powerful enough and competent enough to get in there without having had any of your your companions killed. And she allows your group to keep the cloak as a token of her reward. And she gives you a small payment to each of you. You can each add 40 gold pieces to your inventory if you haven't already reached your gold cap for your character's level. And you can also add the Cloak of Protection.
Nice.
And that is it. Thanks for playing, everyone. You did a great job. You kicked some vampire butt, and I hope everyone has a happy Halloween.
How much gold?
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much for running that. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Okay?
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everyone. It was 40 gold.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Happy Halloween.
And if anyone has any other questions, I'm happy to ask them. But that was the conclusion of the adventure.
Oh, question. So how did the red cloak specifically tie to the dream?
It wasn't actually. So
the magic was somehow related to the rift we found.
Yes, that's right. But aside from that, it seems like the cloak, the magic of the cloak was shared in some way with the magic of the rift, although it's not obvious what the connection was. Aside from the fact that they were the same kind of magic.
Oh, and do we gain level off of that or no?
If you want.
The level up is optional, so if you want to gain a level, you can gain a level.
Sweet.
Well, have a good day. I gotta go to work in about an hour.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Bye.
Halloween. Bye.